Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today I'm going to show you a very useful and easy to implement tool. It's called AutoGen Studio, which is one of the products developed by the AutoGen team. So basically, if you go visit the AutoGen Studio 2.0, this website, there are a lot of description already written here. If you follow the instruction, for example, I follow instruction of installing the AutoGen Studio. We are people install AutoGen Studio and then start with AutoGen Studio UI. You are going to have this interface to build and test the agentic workflow with a simple click and input without coding. So let me just show you several examples. Okay. People install, I'm going to show you. If you go to your PowerShell environment, you just quickly copy and paste this command. It will install the dependencies very quickly. And then you also in the PowerShell, you can start the UI with this command, AutoGen Studio UI. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to show you the examples I already did. Okay, so basically you see here you have the skills, models, agents, workflow, right? Skills are not mandatory for you to set up because each agent could have a skill. Okay, it's like you teach your agent that there is a specific coding block that it can implement, or some specific skill that's according to your description, but it is not 100% mandatory. It depends on your use case. And on the model side, you can configure using OpenAI or local Llama. Like in this format, you can see this is a local Llama setting. It's very easy. Now I only use a Llama 3.21b model because it's very fast. The inferencing efficiency can satisfy my use case because I do not want to wait too long to get a response. And to set up, you need to input the correct model name, API key as a Llama, and then also the base URL. This is always standard for Llama inference. And also description is just based on your need, okay? You can describe whatever you want. Then you can test the model. After inserting all the information, you can test your model here. When you click test model, it will allow you to quickly test if the model is connected to the environment. Okay, you can see model tested successfully. Okay, I'm going to skip the skills setup now. Okay, now let's go to see the agents. So basically, I'm trying to do one simple case, just a Q&A. I ask a large language model to give feedback. Another complicated case is to ask a group of financial analysts to give me an analytical report about a financial product. So the second case is quite complicated. I have not yet found a solution to it. I have tried different ways to set up system message and so on, but now I have no results. Okay, I believe I need to set up some skills to actually contain the behavior of the different agents. Otherwise, now I only set up the system information, system messages like this one. You see I have a description of the agent, system message. When I put them into a group, now there is no useful result to show me. So I'm not going to show you this, but in the future, if I find a solution, I'm going to show you. And if I'm going to the notebook and hard code the agentic group chat and workflow, you can see my previous tutorials. I have made some videos about how to use it. Okay, but now because AutoGen has a 2.0 version, AG2, already published, so I'm also going to make more videos about coding on the group chat of the agents and so on. Okay, and at this moment, I'm going to skip the group chat and go to the simple workflow. Okay, I have a user proxy. It's very simple. I just call it user proxy and your helpful assistant to help the users. Of course, there are also some advanced options you can modify, like temperature, max token, agent default auto reply, and so on. Okay, and also there is a code execution configuration. Then the important thing is that you need to choose a model. Okay, if you don't choose a model, it's like when you code in your notebook or in the Python environment, you do not have a configuration assigned to the agent, it will not work. Skills, like I said before, you can customize by yourself, but at this moment I'm going to skip it, just to make the use case very simple. Then I have the primary assistant. Okay, so for the assistant, my description is also very simple. It's like the user proxy, right? But this is the assistant that is going to give me the response. So it represents the large language model without many specific configuration. And the model, as you can see, I choose the same model. Skills, I skip. Now I go to the workflow. Okay, so there is a very simple way when you create the workflow. You can customize the names as you want if you want to differentiate from the other workflows. And of course, there is one thing about the summarization method. Okay, you can let a large language model do it, use the last message, or do nothing. And also here, the agents. Because this is a very simple use case, I just ask or utilize the user proxy agent to pass my prompt to the receiver, so receiver will give a response, right? So I only have two agents here, user proxy and primary assistant. After setting up the workflow, of course, you can quick test here, or you go to the playground to start workflow. Okay, so I'm going to first test workflow here, because after testing it, if you find something is not working well, you can come back to change it immediately. Okay, so I'm going to ask, what is large language model? Of course, before you run everything, please make sure that the Llama is set up and you already put the model you wanted, and make sure the model setting, the model names, and so on is the same as what you input into the AutoGen Studio UI application. So here you can see we get a response and it is formatted very well. If you do not want to code like the UI and you just want to do some tests or utilize large language model in a nicely designed interface, I think this is a good option, right? And you can see here, you can see the agent messages, which means that how each agent talking to each other, okay? And what you are going to see here is actually a summarization. Okay, this is a summarize the textual information that's generated from the workflow. And here you can also see maybe sometimes there are some additional results. Okay, additional results, I think skill.py is like default. It will always show you, but when you click it, it's empty because now I have not set any skills to the agents. So as you can see, the test is okay. And I'm going to go back to the playground. Okay, so in playground, you can just start a new session. You can choose the different workflows that you set before. I already made some of the workflows, so I can choose from them. But for now, I'm going to test the default chat flow. Okay, the simple chat workflow you just saw, I tested. Now it's like I formally get this workflow in the sessions page, and I'm going to use it. Okay, so I'm going to ask what is linear regression. Okay, and I hit enter, and the workflow is kicked off. And you are going to see the response later, just like what you saw in the test. Okay, so this is summarize the information, and if you want to see the detailed conversation between the agents, you can see them here. Okay, it's organized and the response is rendered very well, right? It's not like a very random or very unstructured format. And of course, whenever you want to stop a conversation, there needs to be a terminate wording here. As you can see, the skills is still empty. Okay, so if you want to chat with your local large language model, there are a lot of ways, right? You can use Llama directly, you can use LLM Studio, now you can also use AutoGen Studio. So at this step, if you do not want to design your own user interface, just go directly, install the dependency, and start the UI. It is very convenient. And at this moment, I try to build a more comprehensive financial analyst group chat like this. I use one user to use a proxy agent to initiate the chat, and the information will be received by the group of the financial analyst, and also the coder, and also the code runner, and so on, to get relevant information, consolidate to a financial product analytical report. At this moment, I have not yet get the results. So in the future, if I successfully construct such a group chat, I'll share with you. So at this moment, I'm trying to test in two ways. One is to use this user proxy to initiate the chat and talk with the financial analyst group, or I do a sequential chat. Sequential chat is like you uh, you set the sequence of the chat, like this is the only sequential way that the conversation can go, which means that it's not like group chat. You can have automatic selection of the speaker or round robin. If you check the documentation, there are many descriptions there. For the sequential chat, you need to specify who speaks first, who speaks next. Okay, it's also very interesting. You can try it on your side. But for my current use case, for the financial analyst, either group chat or sequential chat, I do not yet have a successful result. So in the future, I wish I will share with you. Okay, just a quick wrap up. First of all, you need to check the AutoGen Studio page to understand how to install, and there are many description information there. I find it very clear and useful. Then, when you start in your local environment, please make sure that you understand your use case. For the most simple use case, just question answering, you can just set a very simple workflow and test it. At this moment, even though the workflow I showed you is quite simple, but you can already test a lot of things, right? You can test the different receiver of the different agent as a receiver to see if they respond differently, and also you can set up, for example, like the agent's temperature and different settings. And of course, if you have enough compute, you can also try different models and so on, and also try some skills. I believe if you ask a coder and a code runner in a very simplified workflow, you can get some results. Okay. In the future, I'm going to show you more use case, hopefully also in the UI. If not, I'm going to show you in the Python coding environment. Okay. So I wish you like this video. If you find it useful, please give it a like, share it. If you have any comments, feel free to leave it. And if you like my channel, feel free to subscribe. And see you next time. Bye bye.